Sorry. So we will talk about the key skill that you need and how to take your first step as MVA. So, all right, without further ado, Aisha, you may begin.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. So honored to be here with you guys. But before we start, um, just a quick reminder, please mute yourself. And if you have any question or anything that needs to speak, you can open your microphone after the session because we have Q&A or discussion session later, okay? Thank you so much. I'm greeting again. Hello, thank you so much everyone for joining us today. I'm so excited because I'm seeing a new of faces here, and then I'm seeing a lot of you that still unfamiliar with the medical virtual assistant. So I just want to make sure that we have the same pace as well. So I believe because some of you maybe have already started your journey in the remote working in the healthcare setting, right? But I just want to make sure that we have the same page.
Mana
So
gini?
hello. So maybe you can learn the same things later, okay? Just a quick introduction. My name is Saisa Maldiasari. Um, you can call me Aisa. I'm a registered pharmacy from Indonesia, and I'm now working as a healthcare virtual assistant in the healthcare settings in the US company. And yeah, we built this community because me and Ama would like to empowering Indonesian healthcare professional because we believe that you all have the same opportunity to grow in the remote worker settings. Okay. Okay. Next slide. So before we discuss about today's topic, I just want to make sure that you know about the medical virtual assistant, what is the definition, what is the required skill, how to start this journey, and then I don't wanna you have the misunderstanding about medical virtual assistant and general virtual assistant because those two terms it's totally different. Even the same terms, the basic term is virtual assistant, it's mean that you assist virtually, same, but totally if you try to figuring out the job desk and then the required skill, it's totally different. Okay, so let's start with discuss. Next slide. Okay, so we come from the very beginning part. Do you know about what is the definition of medical virtual assistant? So medical virtual assistant is a healthcare professional who support administrative tasks remotely using digital technology. And we are working closely with the doctor, patients, and sometimes we're working with a third party like insurance companies or billing company. So without being physically present in a clinic or the hospital. But we also can work with a healthcare service company like what I'm doing now. I'm working with a US company. Basically, it's like the healthcare service as a patient coordinator. So I will talk more about this later, okay? So next slide, please. This part. What is the differences general virtual assistant and medical virtual assistant? So basically, if you out, I can assume that general VA is like the office administrator, but medical VA is like the administrator that you can find in the healthcare settings. And examples like if you are in the you will find the medical receptionist, and then you will find the medical billing part, you will find the medical assistant, something like that. So medical assistant is the part of medical virtual assistant, but medical virtual assistant it's a wider, what is that? The wider aspect that you can learn as a virtual assistant. So can you get it what I mean? The medical assistant, because medical assistant it's like the you work closely with the doctor like personally. But if you are a medical virtual assistant, the job that is a can be wider. You can be a medical receptionist. You can be a medical.
Kan di
Um,
apa bisa?
sorry. Can you
Ih,
mute it?
oke Bang.
Okay, thank you. Um, but for medical virtual assistant, the job desk is can be wider. Like the aspect that you can learn, you can be also in the billing part. You can also in the
Sorry
part.
for interrupting.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Yes.
I think we need to speak in both Indonesia and English so that everyone can understand.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure, sure. So maybe after each topic or each yeah, each topic you can share to translate it.
Okay.
Or oh no, or me. Oh okay, that's fine. That's fine. That it could be me because
It's
I'm
okay.
Indonesian. Okay, I can speak Indonesia because so the the differences is between the medical virtual assistant and general virtual assistant. You can assume it or you can imagine that general virtual assistant is virtual assistant work in the office settings. So it can be more general, like depends on the company you work with. But medical virtual assistant, of course, it will be work closely to the healthcare setting. Oke, jadi teman-teman perbedaan general virtual assistant dan medical virtual assistant itu teman-teman bisa bayangin gampangannya tuh kalau general virtual assistant itu kayak apa ya admin kantor gitu. Jadi pekerjaannya tuh lebih luas ya, lebih luas tapi apa ya dia nggak spesifiknya mungkin tergantung dari kliennya gitu dan pekerjaannya juga lebih lebih umum ya admin-admin pada umumnya itu seperti apa sedangkan kalau medical virtual assistant ya administratif yang ada di bagian kesehatan pelayanan kesehatan contohnya kayak gimana kalau misalkan teman-teman ke klinik teman-teman ke rumah sakit pasti kan ada tuh bagian admin ya pasti teman-teman pernah dong berkunjung ke praktek dokter atau ke klinik terus teman-teman akan di apa ya istilahnya tuh the admin will handle you and then set up the appointment schedule terus kemudian follow up reminder kayak jangan lupa besok ada itu biasanya saya sih gitu ya kalau ke klinik kontrol gigi tuh selalu ada remindernya terus kemudian datang pasti disambut sama resepsionisnya namanya siapa terus kita istilahnya tuh kayak make sure lagi daftar lagi gitu-gitu nah contohnya tuh seperti itu jadi prosesnya medical virtual assistant dan general virtual assistant tuh kerasa beda banget ya sebetulnya. Jadi kenapa saya bilang saya nggak mau ada misunderstanding antara general virtual assistant dan medical virtual assistant karena sebetulnya dua terms ini mungkin sama ya. Istilahnya tuh dari kata virtual assistant, which is kita assist secara virtual, kita bantu secara virtual, tapi setelah di breakdown lagi job desk-nya uh, and the skill it's totally different. Okay, we're trying to break down the job desk, the required skill, it's totally different. Okay. I hope you can understand me well. Okay, next slide, please. Oh my God, this is a full of capacity. Oh my.
Yeah, people are complaining because they cannot join us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry because this is our first time more than 100 people. Jen. Because we're coming from the small community, guys. We're going so fast, like 2 weeks. 700 people joining us. I'm really sorry about an inconvenience caused for today. I'm trying to figuring out for in the next session we will have more space for it. Okay. So, uh, next. Uh,
Random
but
gitu.
let's sorry, sorry, Bisa. Can you? Okay. Can we get a mature after this? Of course, of course, of course. You will get the. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we try. Okay, can we? I'm really sorry for today, but we will provide you the recording, okay? So you can enjoy that on the YouTube. You can watch our video, you watch on the YouTube, and if you have any question, you can personal message, send a personal message to me or Alma, or maybe on the group if you want to discuss with other, okay? So for the industry, of course, general VA, they will work. We will work. They work with all industry. Depends on their client or company that they work for. An example that you work with a finance part or something like that. So the job desk will be so dynamic. But in the medical virtual assistant, because you are in the healthcare settings, of course you will do healthcare service. Like you will work with the clinic, private doctor, hospital, or maybe healthcare company, like what I did. So for the knowledge needed, basic general admin. You maybe need to familiar with everything like needed in the office, like Google Workspace, any communication tasks, email marketing, bookkeeping, or something like that, depend on your client requirement, of course. But in a medical VA, it's more straightforward. Like you do the medical admin, you need to know medical administrative, also healthcare regulation, medical terminology, and of course, the most important thing is EHR navigation. Why I'm mentioning this because um whatever you did, whatever your job does in as a medical virtual assistant, even you are in the billing part, you are in the medical receptionist, you are in a medical assistant, you will work with the EHR. It's like the tools that you will use daily, okay? So that's why it's a very very important to you to know about how to navigate EHR. We will discuss it later, okay? So for the tasks, of course, yeah, I already mentioned that broad admin task for general VA because it will be depends on your clients and company. But for medical VA, the job desk is more like daily and frequently the same, like patient coordinator, billing, or something like that. For the regulation, there's no specific rules for general VA, but for medical virtual assistant, there is a regulation that you need to compliance with that. What is it? Especially for you that try to work with a US client, you need to understand what is HIPAA. HIPAA is like the regulation that you need to understand about um, how to save and keep the privacy data of your patient. Okay, something like that. Okay, next. Okay, the opportunity as a medical virtual assistant. Guys, the healthcare remote worker demand in the healthcare setting or remote working demand in the remote settings is growing so fast. So the global virtual put over like 26% until 2030. And also there's a lot of clinics, private practice doctor that they increasing outsource admin work to reduce costs and improve the patient experience, especially when the telemedicine is widely used. So that's why a lot of provider, I call it provider can be doctor, can be everyone would work in the healthcare service. So a lot of providers, especially in the US, in the Australia, I'm also seeing some of Middle East country, they already hire medical virtual assistant as well. So this is a good news for us, right? If you want to try switch from on-site work to the remote working, it's a good opportunity for you. And then next, yeah, why choose a career in medical virtual assistant? Of course, the first thing is flexibility. You have flexible, but for working hour, I'm not really sure, but it will be depends on your client. If you're working one-time project, sometimes client never mind with the working hour, but for flexi place flexibility, of course, you can work from anywhere. You can work to your home, to cafe, or maybe with in your vacation also. Sometimes I'm doing that. When I'm in Bali, on my vacation with my family. Yeah, because I can do everywhere. But just ensure that you work in the quiet place so there's no distraction. Yeah, something like that. And then potential to go because we are seeing fast growing career path with a high demand and opportunity to work globally because we're seeing a lot of provider they try to transitioning in the telemedicine and they prefer to hire medical virtual assistant because yeah you know the cost they gonna cut costs like maybe like 50%, yeah, more than 50% I believe because the rate for Asian or maybe outside of US, especially outside of US, they can, you know, the rate is not really high like they hire US worker. So, and then competitive salary. I was seeing that there's a person that asking about is it possible to get a double digits in rupiah? Of course, if you're working with a um what's that foreigner client, of course, especially when you have a rate in dollar, because when you try to convert dollar with other currency, it's higher dollar, right? So that's why that's very possible that you will have a good competitive salary. And then also work life balance. That what um I feel right because there's no yeah there's a pressure of course everywhere you work you will got a pressure you will have a workload as well but it's better than I just spend my time in the traffic. I don't need to pay for any transportation costs. Yeah, I can it better so much better than I work on site. Okay, next. Yeah, it's the same, right? Freedom to work everywhere, and then reduce travel and infrastructure costs, and also can access more patients and client through digital platform. Next, please. Oh my god, I'm really sorry, guys. Can we? Sorry, wait. Is it possible to ask to live in YouTube, Ama? I'm sorry for interrupt.
Actually, I'm looking for a way to do live on
Oh,
video, but I couldn't see the option.
you're opening the our YouTube channel.
Yeah, I tried to because I saw it on the Google that we have to connect the Zoom and our YouTube.
Ah, okay,
Sure, I
okay.
cannot see the connection button. Did you see it, Aisha?
Oh yeah, I'm not really sure, but because this is my Zoom, right?
I feel bad for
I'm
others.
so sorry. Yeah, I we try to give our best, but yeah, I think we are missing in this part. Okay, that's fine. We try to figuring out. I hope everyone can join. Okay, the job types as a medical VA. As I mentioned before, even it's medical VA, the job types it's wide. So it's not about the medical virtual assistant, but sometimes there's a client that they require you to be multitasking. I mean like you can do the medical receptionist but you need to do appointment setter as well. Sometimes you need to do prior authorization as well. Yeah, that it's possible. It's possible to be like that. But ideally they divide it, especially on the medical billing, because medical billing part it's like the more specific job because it will be facing with finance. You will connect with the insurance, you will connect with the patient as well, so it's like a more complicated. I'm not really sure if you as a medical VA you can do multitask medical with the medical billing part, but that's a great if you that's a great if you are working with that. Calculation like duty manager on the hospital, right? Yes. Support the patient treatment and follow. Yeah, and follow up. It's like my job desk. So you connect the patient with the doctor or the provider, something like that. You connect them, you support them. So that's the job types is totally different when you try to figuring with general virtual assistant. That's why I don't want you misunderstanding about medical virtual assistant or healthcare. Sorry, general virtual assistant. They're like version for just yes, yes, correct. It's like a medical receptionist or virtual front desk. It's totally same, right? When you side job, it's the same. If you are in the on-site hospital, you will find medical scribe. It's like the medical assistant that try to help doctor to scribing, transcribe their what's the doctor and then put it on the medical record. But for now, we are using EHR, something same. Because sometimes medical scribe they have the live session as well. So you need to work live with the doctor. Like an example in the Zoom meeting like that, and then Ama is at the doctor, and then um, she is meeting with her patient. So you will try to transcribe it. So that's why if you want to working as a medical scribe, you need to have the um, highest high type. If I'm not mistaken, it's 70 word per minute for being a medical scribe. So it's like the next level of medical virtual assistant, if I can say. And also for medical receptionists, you can find it on the hospital and the clinic, the same part, right? You were receiving call, you do appointment setter with that, you do follow up with the patient, something like that. Okay, you greeting them if you their patient have any inquiries or concern, you will try to figure it out. Okay. For care coordinator in my part, patient care coordinator, I try to connect the patient or the client with the doctor. I try to find the best care for our patient like remotely. Let's say an example because I'm working in the mental, so I connect client, I call it um healthcare settings they use term patient. I try to connect then they have their preferences like what is their problem, their concern. Sorry, we don't call problem or their concern, and then we try to figuring out the best provider that match with the preferences. Let's say that they don't want to work with provider male provider. They prefer to work with a female provider, with a black American provider or something like that. They have issue related on the uh they have issue related to the family, so we try to find the, let's say, oh, so this provider have license on the family to that, so this is the best provider for our connect to the, I contact the provider and then I ensure I send the referral to them, and then if they're accepted, I send to the client, so you can call this provider. This provider is matched with your preferences or something like that, and I ensure that they already connected. That's what I'm doing as a care coordinator daily. And then appointment setters, confirming appointment. It can be I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Mm.
Okay, sorry. Um, so basically for appointment setter, it will be combined, yeah, combined with the medical receptionist. Okay, next part.
Oh,
Okay, I will
gitu.
answer. Okay, I will
Oh.
answer your Kak, tolong mute kelepasan dia kayaknya. Okay, thank you. Um, I will answer your question later, okay? Next, please. So the scope of work as a medical virtual assistant, the first part is administrative tasks. The second part is you will work with the medical record and data management, and then the third part's billing insurance. For the administrative part, you will do scheduling appointment. You will do managing patient registration, managing telemedicine session if you are working with a provider that provide telemedicine as well, and then handling patient intake information. Sometimes the administrative tasks. Yeah. And then medical record and data management, you will input and update the EHR. It can be input their medical history part. It can be input for demographic part if there's any update on it. And then organize and maintain digital files securely. I have work I work for clinic in the US. So it will be more a lot of things that I do with the data management in the EHR. I update the record because in US their EHR is integrated one provider to another provider. Do you get what I mean? I can say like if I work with a if I want to looking for the patient with a EHR in the hospital in their unit hospital, I have access for it.
I have access to it.
So jadi kalau misalkan di US itu kita IHR-nya tuh terintegrasi satu dengan yang lainnya. Misalkan kayak saya buka IHR, saya butuh pasien atas nama A, saya pengen tahu medical history dia di rumah sakitnya dengan dokternya dia. Misalkan kan satu pasien tuh bisa sangat mungkin ya dia punya DPJP berapa gitu. Misalkan ada yang dia penyakit dalam gabungan sama misalkan saraf kayak gitu-gitu misalnya atau jantung gitu. Nah, itu saya bisa bisa tracking di sana gitu. Bisa tracking di hospital nya dia dengan dokter A, dokter ini gitu. Jadi kita tahu, oh dia kemarin habis operasi ini, oh dia kemarin habis dapat diagnosisnya baru ini gitu. Oh kalau diagnosis biasanya kita butuh menghubungi dokternya. Tapi kayak medical history-nya kayak dia habis masuk rumah sakit karena apa dan lain-lain tuh saya bisa akses ke sana. Jadi kita perlu untuk update datanya. Misalkan ada diagnosis baru, misalkan ada pengobatan terapi baru, itu kita tinggal apa ya istilahnya tuh kayak kita adaptasi aja gitu kita masukin ke IHR kita di klinik itu gitu enaknya itu gitu jadi di sana tuh IHR-nya beda ya jadi kita bisa apa namanya kayak ngaksesnya tuh lebih mudah gitu and then the second sorry the next part is billing and insurance the billing insurance I think it's not really different with what we do in the on-site job in the billing and insurance part so we handle for the billing insurance because it's sensitive part we will work with financial part right billing so if you are working and then you input wrong and then your client or your patient with complain like why you $1,000 let's say that I'm using my insurance why you charge me we need to what's that we need to know the procedure we need to know the procedure well because um in Indonesia with insurance claim in US is totally different. We don't have deductible, right? But in US, you need to know about what is deductible and then what is copay, something like that. More complicated. So that's why billing and insurance part cannot be combined with other tasks. It's more like complicated. You need to understanding like the prior authorization yeah that's the next part we will discuss more about it because more deeper part okay next please okay, the office procedure and communication in healthcare services. The administrative flow in a medical service usually align with applicable healthcare regulation. Let's say that scheduling appointment, you need to know how to set up the schedule in the EHR. You also need to know how to communicate with the patient, especially about the privacy data. In the US, in the Western, or in other company, I'm sorry, in the healthcare setting, you need to um, get the patient's consent if they want to be contacted by email or by phone number, something like that. So eh, after you set up the appointment, make sure that you ask the patient like form that they come more comfortable to contact with. I mean, like if they if there's they prefer contact by phone, yeah, you need to contact them by phone. But some of clients, they're not
Yan pun ada
comfortable
lagi.
to be contacted by
Semuanya
their
lagi
phone number
goblok.
because phone number is more like the privacy, more like personal. So they prefer to contact by email, something like that. Same with what I did in my company. We cannot text the directly. We need to ensure that client has consent that if we contact them through their phone number. Okay. And then managing patient registration, of course, you need to know how to receive referral, and then you how to do intake information, and then how to send a referral, something like that. Insurance verification. So what is insurance verification? Let's say that there's a patient register to your healthcare service, healthcare provider, and then you need to ask them if they have insurance. And then the next one is you need to call the insurance to ensure and verify the patient's insurance is eligible and active. Our plan. What is the patient plan? Because um there's a lot of plans in the insurance, so you need to know that the patient is eligible and what is the insurance. Let's say that they have the economy plan or something like that, the premium one or something like that. So you need to know that one first. Okay. Also, there's a government insurance and also private insurance. The government insurance will be mostly they will use it as a their primary insurance. And then the second one is their private insurance. Okay. Jadi kalau di US itu teman-teman, kita setelah menerima pasien ya, kita harus tahu dulu pasien itu kan lebih suka dengan privacy data ya. Jadi kalau misalkan kita nggak bisa tiba-tiba kita telepon mereka, kita tiba-tiba kita SMS mereka, kita chat mereka melalui WA, kita nggak bisa kayak gitu. Jadi kita pastikan dulu pasien itu udah setuju kalau kita misalkan kontak mereka melalui telepon atau melalui email gitu. Jadi kita tanyain, biasanya pasien itu lebih comfortable to kita kontak itu melalui apa? Kita send reminder melalui email atau melalui chat gitu ya, melalui phone number atau telepon gitu. Itu penting banget ya karena kalau di sana itu kan privacy data nomor satu ya. Kemudian kalau kita juga harus paham tentang registrasi pasien. Jadi kalau misalkan ada pasien datang untuk registrasi, kita juga harus ensure juga gimana caranya nerima rujukan, terus gimana cara ngirim rujukan melalui IHR itu kayak gimana kayak gitu, karena biasanya kita pakai fax ya, dan faxnya itu terintegrasi pakai IHR. Jadi kalau saya rasa IHR yang digunakan di luar negeri dengan di Indonesia itu beda ya. Kalau di Indonesia kan lebih ke kayak apa ya, kalau saya boleh bilang tuh kayak IMR aja gitu, di mana IMR itu ya udah berarti medical record in the. Yeah, sorry. I try to translating in Indonesia, but I already explain in English. Okay, explain bilingual. Okay, in Indonesia and English. So, um, sorry for. So, if you're trying to figuring out in Indonesia, sorry, in Indonesia, we are only have a medical record. It's not integrated with other medical record in other healthcare service. Is it correct? But in US, especially in US, because I'm working in the US settings, they with other. So it can be easier to us send the referral, receive the referral, by the EHR. Okay, so if we try to, kalau kita mau kirim rujukan, kita bisa pakai EHR itu. Sorry, kita pakai EHR. Di situ tuh ada fax gitu loh. Jadi kita masukin fax numbernya aja. Dan kita nerima fax itu juga kita bisa integrasi sama si EHR. Jadi misalkan ada rumah sakit A, misalkan kita kerja di klinik yang lebih besar ya. Dari klinik vaskes pertama mereka ngirim rujukan ke kita. Itu kita bisa trackingnya melalui EHR gitu. Enaknya tuh di sana, baru kita masukin datanya gitu. Itu kenapa saya bilang EHR, navigate EHR is the most important part you need to know and learn if you want to be medical virtual assistant. And then managing telemedicine session. Ya, itu juga especially for you if you are working with a telemedicine provider. Handling patient intake information, of course, you will handle intake patient information if there's concern from patient. Ensure the patient set up the appointment and then match with what is their um, concern and then match work. Front desk operations like the healthcare receptionist, and then coordination. Of course, you will do a lot of coordination with the healthcare provider. So in your place that you work or other provider. What I was doing before in the company that I work for, you know, I I contact the provider in the hospital because we need their like the medical record. So something like that, you will facing the same thing. Is it possible to contact with another doctor with another healthcare provider? Okay, next, please. Okay, interprofessional communication and healthcare services. So, the first thing is you need to know and learn about medical terms because sometimes in a healthcare settings, if you are communicate with other healthcare professional, you will use medical terminology, right? So, if you are to communication with the healthcare services in a medical team coordination, of course, you will do sharing information between doctor, nurses, and other healthcare professional. Like what I'm saying before, I ever have call hospital to ensure this patient with their medical record it match because we need their medical record for our care plan. Yeah, you will do the same thing. Improve the team coordination, prevent medical error, speed up the decision making. That's what I'm saying because we need the record to ensure that our care plans is related with the patient concern. Okay. And then communication with the patient because we need to build trust and improve our patient satisfaction. If patient has a concern, patient has inquiries, try to figuring out, try to help them, assist them. Okay, and then ensure patient understand their medical information though so there's no misunderstanding and misinformation, and then reduce risk of miscommunication. That's the most important part. you know um i ever I ever encounter that the patient complain with me because I'm requested their concern to release their medical record um to from their primary doctor, and then they complain like, oh, what for, something like that. Yeah, we need to explain well so the patient can be understand there's no miscommunication with it. It's just example. Okay, next. This one, communication with external parties. It's very possible to connect with the external parties, especially in the insurance company, because you will do insurance verification. Jadi teman-teman nanti akan ngelakuin insurance verifikasi atau verifikasi asuransi ya. So you will do insurance verification. You need to call the insurance company to ensure that the patient insurance is eligible and active. This is the very part job desk Because if you are there's a patient regis or you receive a referral, of course you will do intake, you will put the patient data in your EHR, and then for insurance part you need to verify if the patient insurance is eligible and active and what is their plan. That's why we need to contact the insurance. We need to call them and ask them if the patient insurance is active. Okay, it's like the one of examples. Next, please. So, introduction to medical terminology and billing. Medical terminology and billing, it's connected each other. So, in the medical or healthcare settings, you will generalize, there's a standardized term used to describe the condition, the procedure, the equipment, and also the intervention in a medical, correct? And then the purpose is to ensure the accurate reporting for decision and record, and also the foundation of medical billing. If you want to submit the claim to the insurance, of course, you will input the ICD part, the CPD codes, and also in the EHR, if we want to update the patient data, we work with the medical terminology. So that's why we need to learn about medical terminology, because um, ICD-10 and CPT codes is medical terminology part. Okay, next, please. So just a quick medical is the documented healthcare service to insurance provider. So the correlation between terminology and billing, documentation and coding. So we need to well documented medical information using medical terminology facilitate the assignment of diagnosis and procedure codes, which are the basis for claim submission. And then for accurate claims, and then for data validation. Okay, next, please. For medical billing of workflow, the first thing is service recording. So you document it in EHR using correct terminology. Just so that's why you need to learn about medical terminology. It will be related for everyone that want to work with outside of medical background. You can still be medical virtual assistant, but for medical billing part, it's like the next level of medical virtual assistant. So you need to learn about medical billing. Medical terminology, and then so you will attach the ICD-10 and CPT codes to submit your why ICD-10 and CPT kinds of medical terminology, and then verification approval. So the assurance will review based on your standard codes, and then payment. Jadi teman-teman yang sorry, I will translating to Indonesia. Jadi teman-teman kalau di US itu medical billingnya ya kurang lebihnya sama sih sebetulnya sama di Indonesia ya. Kita kan perlu yang namanya telepon another apa stakeholder ya. Jadi misalkan dari luar external parties itu kita butuh telepon mereka, contohnya kayak insurance. Jadi saya rasa ini mungkin akan sama ya teman-teman kayak di BPJS mungkin ya yang paling akrab ya kalau teman-teman di sini pernah kerja di rumah sakit atau di klinik. Pastikan kita harus make sure banget BPJS-nya aktif. Kalau kita mungkin kalau BPJS gampang ya ada sistemnya gitu. Maksudnya yaudah kita tinggal input aja, kita cek oh ini masih aktif kok dia BPJS-nya. Tapi kalau asuransi swasta, di mana asuransi swasta tuh di luar negeri itu sangat umum orang untuk pakai asuransi swasta, dan sangat mungkin juga orang tuh punya lebih dari satu asuransi. Jadi asuransi pemerintah, yang kedua asuransi swasta. Jadi ini kenapa saya bilang medical billing itu sedikit lebih complicated, karena kita harus paham kalau dia punya dua asuransi, mana yang harus kita dahulukan, mana yang asuransi primernya, mana yang asuransi sekundernya. Itu penting sekali untuk kita tahu ya. Jadi memang lebih complicated kalau medical billing part itu. Tapi kalau misalkan teman-teman memang sudah ada background di medical just teman-teman untuk langsung aja terjun ke medical billing dan peluangnya itu juga sangat besar. Jadi kita juga perlu namanya verifikasi kan. Untuk awal itu kita perlu telepon asuransinya gimana ini kira-kira apakah masih eligible. Kita juga harus tanyain preminya atau plannya dia. Nanti kalau misalkan kita mau melakukan, misal ya, dia nggak ngecover dokter spesialis, dia cuma ngecover dokter general practice. Terus gimana caranya kalau misalkan dia kita mau kita kan nggak otomatis kita pasti charge-nya ke pasiennya gitu. Itu kenapa untuk tahu tuh. Jadi kalau untuk workflow-nya sama, kenapa kita penting sekali untuk belajar medical terminology, terutama di medical billing part. Kalau misalkan teman-teman doing something yang di medical VA part yang kayak administratif secara umum, mungkin nggak akan bersinggungan terlalu banyak dengan medical terminology. Tapi kalau teman-teman sudah masuk ke medical billing, ya input medical scribing juga, input CPT atau ICD-10 itu akan lebih complicated dan sangat butuh kemampuan untuk paham medical terminology. Jadi mau nggak mau kalau yang teman-teman dari luar, teman-teman harus belajar medical terminology. Itu sih, terutama ICD-10 dan CPT code. Nah, untuk alurnya kurang lebihnya sama ya. Kita apa namanya? DHR gitu ya. Terus nanti sampai klaimnya kita attach apa aja yang kita udah treat ke pasien, terus sampai paymentnya selesai. Gitu kurang lebih. Oke. Next. Oke, I'll try to back in English. Okay, yes, sure. Data management, that's a very, very important part. And it's like the more basic than medical billing. Yeah. Because everyone as a medical virtual assistant, you will do EHR data management. Okay. You will record, you will document the patient health history, diagnosis, treatment, and also updating a care plan. The important because we serve a reverence for ongoing care. We aid medical decision making, of course, right? Like what I'm saying before, I need to collect the patient data from hospital to ensure that we related care plan with their concern. And then transition to electronic medical record. It's like a good news for us in Indonesia because our government they have a regulation that encourage provider and healthcare settings to transition their data into EHR, right? I think it will be your opportunity to work with Indonesian services as well because um Indonesian government try to transitioning into digital part for healthcare settings and it's your chance and your opportunity to work with that because the advantage in outside of Indonesia any other countries the EHR is with that. I'm not really sure that we are still working with this, but it's a good news for you. If you are to want to work with Indonesian provider, you can do that because you are as a medical virtual assistant not only work with the outside of Indonesian client, you can work with the local client as well. Because I ever found that there's a one of member that's saying that they have a project. There's a client try to into EHR and then they need someone to help with it. So it can be your next. Okay, VMA roles in the healthcare record system. We centralize and we support the data to verification can help the decision maker for the patient plan. And then we coordinate workflow with the input, claim submissions, and also internal audit. So everything that we input in the EHR, it will be reflect and assist and help to increase the satisfaction and then the care of the patient. I'm sorry guys, I need to drink. I got a cough. Sorry. So we are as a virtual medical assistant, we are not working to support the administrative part, but we try to increasing the patient care as well. Next. So what is the essential tools and skill? That's a very, very important thing. For the EHR part, that's a very, very important to you to learn how to navigate EHR. So, what is the EHR that I can try to learn to create a portfolio and to improving your skills? You can use the free one from Practice Fusion, Dr. Chrono. I think Simple Practice also have that one. I'm not really sure for Advanced MD, but for Practice Fusion, Dr. Corner and Simple Practice, you can try to submit for the free trial and you can navigate how to navigate because every EHR maybe they have a different platform but the same feature. I mean, an example like sorry, um there's a calendar part to set up the appointment that will have patient record, they will have the billing part or something like that. So the feature, even the platform different, so that's why we you need to familiarize with the system in EHR. If you learn maybe like two or three EHR platform, I think it will be easier for you to adjust with the EHR that your client is using. And then general admin tools like the project management tools, administrative tools. It's like the basic administrative tool that can support you um, in your job desk as a in your job as a medical virtual assistant. Let's you need to take a note, you need to track the thing like that. You can use project management tools just to ensure that your work um is completely done or something like that, or you want to track the progress of your work, you can use the project management tools. And I want to spill that we have already guest speaker for project management tools that can help you, so we will have another session with that. She's from Philippines, this is my workmates. She's very good in project management, so we will. And then for online meeting platform or communication platform, because you will do meeting with your client using online meeting platform. And also sometimes it's like the customer support or rings, what was that, the communication tools or communication platform like Dialpad, Ring Central. It's like a CS support platform that you will receive a call, but you can use it in your device, in your computer or PC. And then with for you that you want to work more about medical billing. So that's a very, very important to you to learn about medical billing, medical billing software. Okay, next, please. So how to start your career as medical virtual assistant? The first one is for the skill that you need to have it. The first thing, learn about medical administrative or administrative in the healthcare settings. You need to learn that. You need to improve your skill on it. And then uh, build medical knowledge, because especially on a medical terminology, because you will familiarize with the medical terminology. You will work closely with EHR patient data, which is it's in the EHR, most of it using medical terminology as in the medical part, in the clinical part like medical history diagnosis, you will work closely with medical terminology. So that's why that's a very, very important to you to learn and build your medical knowledge. And then you also need to develop you need to have the patient or the eager to learn. You need to eager to learn about something new, something that's depending on the technology, because you will work closely with the online platform, with the digital platform. So it's impossible if you cannot navigate any digital platform, but you are working, right? So develop your soft skill. What is a soft skill that needed as a medical virtual assistant? That's a very, very important. You don't need to wait your client to give you instruction what you need to do, but you need to know what you need to do and do what you need to do. Okay, you need to learn and know what you need to do. In example, there's a call. Uh, so you don't need to your to hey receive the call, no, something like that, right? Yeah, you just do need to receive the call. If there's a something that you need to classify based on the priority. I mean, like, if you do something, you need to receive a call first, maybe something like that. That's what I did it before. And then this the last one is portfolio with both the strong personal branding. Be visible as a medical virtual assistant. That's very, very, very important. I landed my second job. I got a message in LinkedIn from my manager. So my manager contact me directly through LinkedIn to offer me the job that I work now, that I'm working now. Before it, I was working with, and then I got because of my manager contact me through LinkedIn because she's seeing my profile, she's seeing my portfolio, and then I did interview, and yeah, I became a company because most of my teammate is from Philippines. I know, guys, we because competitor setting is a Philippine because they already start in 2020. Even now it will be 2025. I know, but that's very fine. You even now can fight for it because I believe that we have the same opportunities. Next, please. Yeah, I think it's done. So, um, the conclusion is the first thing you need to know is you don't need to. What is the will how to find a client, how to, yeah, there's a very, very complicated part, and it's too overwhelmed if you are focusing on that part. I build your skill first. You need to learn more skills before you start to being a medical virtual assistant. You need to learn, and also you need to build personal branding. Strong personal branding is a very, very important, especially on the LinkedIn. After you explore yourself and then you learn a lot of things that related on a medical virtual assistant job and required skill, you need to build a strong CV, stand out portfolio, because, and also I suggest you to optimize your LinkedIn because LinkedIn, CV, and portfolio is your career digital assets. It's like your digital asset for your career. That's a very, very important part. So the next session we will discuss about personal branding as a medical virtual assistant. Okay, thank you, Ama. I think it's I will give time back to you.
Okay, I think we can answer few questions on the
Mhm.
chat box, Aisha.
Yes, of course. If you okay, anyone, if you are okay, there's someone that raised their hands.
Is it Adelia? Can you unmute, please?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I have some questions. I hope it will cover others' questions. So,
Mm-hmm.
from your explanation, I assume our background doesn't matter, right? Like for medical term, you can look up on Google, etc. It's more like administration skill. And also we're not doing the, I mean, we're not providing the healthcare service directly into to patients. So I think it's not, it doesn't matter for our background. Is it right?
Mm.
Okay, maybe for the next questions. And if I'm not mistaken, you work for US client, which we have like 12 hours difference with them.
Yes.
And how did you manage that?
Okay, that's a great question. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your question, Adelia. Yes, that's totally true because if you are working as a medical virtual assistant, no matter your educational background, because me and Ama, we were working in the US clinic with different backgrounds. Our teammates was educational background, and then also the IT background. Yeah, we have that one. Also in my company now, not all the medical background. But if you try to figuring out, there's some clients that has specifically required for people in medical background, educational background. Let's say nurse, pharmacy, doctor, something like that. But that's a very fine if you try to figuring out because in my company, as much as you have experience in the healthcare settings, I mean like you're working in the administrative in the clinic, even you are not medical background, that's fine. That's very fine in it because not all people in my medical background, but the requirement is healthcare yeah, that's different, right? And then the second one is you are asking about the time zone, the different time zone. I know. Yes, it will be so hard in the first time because um my shift will start at 8 p.m. Indonesian time, so that's why because I need to work. What I'm doing is I split I sleep hours. So I sleep 3 or 4 after shift, and then I sleep again in the day, like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., like 3 hours. So I split my time. But I have very concerned about my sleep hour. I need to check if I have enough hour for my sleeping time. That's very important to make sure that you keep your health right.
I think that's also one of the reason why we sometimes we don't reply to our to our member group, because me and Aisha also have like pretty much the same sleep schedule, because I also work at 8 p.m. Indonesian time. So for those who are asking, we try to answer all of your question, but we will answer it after we wake up actually. So yeah, just be patient, but we will try to answer all of your question. Don't worry. Okay, so okay, Aisha. Also, we also have a lot of question on TikTok, like, do we need a healthcare background to become an NVA? So the answer is no, actually, because we've seen some of our friends that are they are IT or other related background.
Yes, correct.
So what you need to do, if you have to know what your stronger skill. So based
Mm-hmm.
on that, you can determine what kind of job that you can do. So for example, one of our friends has IT background and currently he do billing, right? Like administrative and billing, I think. Right, Aisha?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about it. Just make sure you know what your skills, and when you apply to a job, you have to read carefully the job description and also the company that open the vacancy. So if you know that the vacancy are only open for nurses or pharmacists, just
Yes, correct.
don't have to specification. You will what's that? Waste your time. So just make sure that you read carefully to those requirements. Okay, anyone want to ask beside Adelia? Maybe someone want to
Ask
ask.
privately. Mm-hmm. You can turn. You can raise your hands, and maybe we can move the question in the chat box.
Okay, I
Just to
will
be. Mhm.
try to read. Okay, that's good when you explain it in English because to be a medical VA, we must to know English. Yes, we have to know English, but there are vacancy as a MVA in Indonesia, but there are not a lot. So if you know how to speak in English or know how to write in English, that will very valuable for you because you will have more than opportunity to
Mhm.
overseas
Perfect.
company. So, but if you currently don't know how to speak English or write English, just learn. There are a lot of sources. For example, me, I never have any English courses, but well, I can speak English anyway. I learn from YouTube. Okay. Shara, can someone outside healthcare background become a medical VA too? Yes.
Yes, I think it's already answered. It has answered. Care coordinator is
How do
like
we
system.
start working as MVA if we don't have any background as a VA? I think it's mean like general VA.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for being a medical virtual assistant, you need to transition it. Can I know what is your background is? I mean, like you're coming from a nurse or any healthcare professional, maybe. So if you already have that background, I think it's easier for you because you just need to transitioning what your skill that you are doing on your daily tasks to be on your offline. I'm sorry, the online side, online job. I mean, like in the remote settings, you need to learn about how to do your tasks remotely, like how to use the, because usually we are using Google Workspace, we are using Microsoft Office, something like that. So you need to learn about how to do that. And then the EHR part, that's a very very important to learn about EHR. Even you are coming from general VA, you need to learn about the HR because in general VA, they don't teach you about how to navigate the HR, correct? The most important part is you need to learn how to navigate the HR. You need to learn about how's the medical office procedure because in the general virtual assistant, they don't teach you about that one. Okay. Just to clarify, so you will get you will not misunderstanding about general VA and medical VA.
Yes, I think the most important mindset that MVA or any other VA have to have is never stop learning. So, because as a VA, either general VA or MVA, the job desk is depend on the client that you are hired. So sometimes they are asking you to make a design, to make a poster. So if you don't have that skill, you can learn. Like you have to learn actually, because when you learn and you show your client that you're capable of this, you will secure your position as a VA because when you have a client and your client consider you as what's that, non-dependable, then
Mm-hmm. In
after the contract they will remove you actually. So the differences between this job and other job that you already know in Indonesia. So this uh, as a VA, you work as a freelance, part time, and also full time, but is it in contract? So it's not like a long, what's that, Aisha? What you call it? Like long contract?
it's like the permanent job.
Yes. It's not like a permanent job. So how do we secure our position? It, it just depend on you. So you have to deliver a good
Mm-hmm.
stuff,
Uh, a
a
good
good.
work. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you need to deliver your work well, so your client will see that you're capable enough. Because the differences between agency, yeah, agency, it's more like the outsourcing in Indonesia, right? In Indonesia, if we were working for a company, they usually use third party that call outsourcing, correct? If you're not good enough, they will remove you and then remove with other talent. But if you're working directly with your client, it will be called independent contractor. In independent, like me, uh, um, before I'm working in this company, I'm working with AMA with agency from Philippines. And then where I'm moving to work independent contractor as a independent contractor with my client now with a US company, which is I contract directly with the company, not with the third parties. So the benefit you will get is directly from the company. It's same. It will be same like in the outsourcing in Indonesia. If you're working in the company, by outsourcing, um you cannot get the benefit from the company, but you will get the benefit from the agency. Correct? Yeah, the same part. So, um, it can be full time, it can be part time as well, depend on the job. Because like in my company, there's some job that part time, there is a job that for full time. And in my company that I'm working now, they don't open a recruitment for public. It's yeah, different company. So that's why you need to expand your connection, guys. You need to expand your connection as well because you will get it's very possible you will get job from your connection. Correct?
Yes. And also
Yeah.
be proactive. So Aisha
Mm-hmm.
was reached out by her client, but for me, I applied to a company, but I realized that a lot of candidates also apply to this company, so I reached out to the employer. That's why I got the position actually. Okay, the next question. Care coordinator just likes duty manager on hospital, right?
Okay. So in my part, care coordinator is more like you are working with the client personally, like you need to determine which the care that suits and match with the client needs and preferences. Let's say like I'm working in the medical, I'm sorry, mental health service company. So I will connect the provider that match with what client needed. Let's say the client has concern about their family issue or they got depression or something like that. They have a suicidal initiate, which is it's a very urgent, right? So I need to contact the provider, the experience with it and match with their preferences. Let's say that my client they don't want to work with female therapists or they don't want to work with a male therapist. They have any preferences, let's say like they are more comfortable to work with African American provider or something like that. I need to reach out the nearest provider from their location That's what I'm doing as a care coordinator.
Okay, thank you, Aisha. The next question from Ella. There are roles like virtual front desk where answering calls is required. In that case, do MVAs have to follow the company's or hospital working hours, or can we work on a flexible schedule as long as everything gets done?
Okay. So the first thing is you need to know the differences between freelance, part-times and full-time job because it's totally different. For freelance, there's a one-time project, which is mostly the freelance is one-time project. It's mean that you work based on your project. They pay you for based on your project. Um, there is no there is no working hour, but they just want you to finish the project based on the time range. But for full time or part time job, of course, you need to follow the healthcare operation, the healthcare service operation. Let's say for the part time, maybe 4 or 5 hours. For full time, it's around 8 hours, something like that. So there's also shift in the healthcare settings. In clinic that I was working with Alma, in they 24 hours full operation. So we have shift on it. We're switch the shift every 2 weeks like that. It's like the same like we do in the on-site job, right? It's depends on the client.
Yes.
Okay.
And also when you have job as like the job desk also include a phone handling, usually the job has to like you have to do your job follow their schedule because when you answer the call you cannot like ask them to call us in specific time, right? They will call you like 24 hours. Sometimes they will call you at 8 a.m or 9 p.m, so you have to follow their schedule. But if you don't have a phone handling, usually when you have like a job like administrative or anything that not related in phone handling, you can work more flexible, I think, right, Aisha? As long as your
Yes.
approve it. Okay, what care
My
do?
baby was is crying. Sorry.
Thank you for the clarification. Just to confirm, this means the schedule is not flexible and MVA are expected to strictly follow the working hours of the hiring company or hospital, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it's depend on the company or healthcare service that we are working with it.
So actually we know one of our friend, she worked in like a nurse, like nurse entrepreneur, and she doesn't have any fixed schedule to be honest. So as long as where her task is done correctly, then it is okay. But you have to make sure with your employer or your client. So just don't make any assumption. You have to make sure your works.
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's some client also they use the tools that to track your working hours, and yeah, it's like the time doctor. Basically for the agency they will require you to use that tools.
Yeah, it will
Also in Upwork as well. Yeah,
capture
there's a tracker.
right. It will capture our screen for like every 3 minutes, right?
Yes, every minute.
Yeah. So
They will screen, yeah, correct.
so if you know that they have time tracker, just don't do anything outside your work. It will
Yes. It will be a manager. In-
okay. Another question, programnya kita bikin sendiri ya, bukan dari klien yang nyiapin, kita tinggal jalanin aja.
What
What's
is
that
the
mean?
program? Can you
I don't understand either. Okay, I
can you
think
clarify it? What's the program?
we will move to another question and we will wait for, I don't know, iPhone. What's your real name? You can
Okay.
clarify
Mm-hmm.
your question
Mm-hmm.
later. Kak, itu kerjaannya satu kesatuan atau masing-masing jadi administratif beda, IHR beda?
Satu kesatuan sih. Mostly it will be combined administrative part and EHR data management because you will apa nam you will learn about sorry, you will do the administrative part and EHR in the same time, like um in example, after you receiving a call from patient, they want to schedule with the provider with your clinic work, and then they register because they're a new patient. Of course, you will do input their data, intake their data into EHR, right? It will be combined, something like that. Also, there's some job desk that you need to update the EHR data. Maybe there's a new care plan from the provider or doctor, from other hospital. There's a new diagnosis. You need to update it. Something like that. I hope it can ensure it.
Okay, from Mailani Ulpah, what is the difference between EHR and EMR? Good question, actually. Explain it, please.
Yes. Okay. So EMR, it's more like the personal data of the patient. It's like what EMR in Indonesia. It's not integrated one with other. That's why it's a little bit different. Let's say that in the one healthcare settings, they have their own EMR, not EHR, because EHR is like the platform that you are using, like in example Google Drive or something like OneDrive, so everyone can access it, something like that. Yeah, I hope you can understand what I mean. I will translate it in Indonesia later. But EHR, it's integrated one with others, like you have an access with others EHR company, sorry, with other healthcare service settings, something like that. So it's integrated between from A to Z also. Let's say from the administrative part, from the billing part, from the laboratory part, from the pharmacy part, it integrated in a one system. Okay, that's different. The billing part also.
Okay, I think we can move to another question. To become a
Yes,
PA and work abroad by online, is they need a language certification, I think.
certification. Basically, they don't ask you or require you to be certified in English, like how many scores your TOEFL, your IELTS, no. But they will see from your how you communicate with them, especially on the interview part. They may be asking you what is your English level. Actually, for me personally, I'm not really expert on English. I don't speak like native. I use Indonesian accent as well when I'm doing call. I think my client, my provider, they know that I'm not US native. That's fine. That's a very fine.
I think
But
I was
as much as you can speak professionally, and then they can understand what you speak, that's fine. They don't mind with your grammatical but for written part, yeah, you need to be concerned about grammatical,
I
the
think
grammar.
I think it depends on the client also, Aisha, because I also joined a agency before as a customer support, and they asked me TOEFL certification, and they need me to have like five. 50 above score. And I already have that actually, so I just give them. And yeah,
Oh, yeah. Maybe for agency, it's a little bit
strict.
new inside. Yeah, it's more strict. It's more strict in agency. Also, they require you the proper device, like a minimum device is Core i5 above, and then the device that you are using for your headphones, and then the camera as well, the webcam need to be clear, something like that. Yeah, if you're joining with BPO or outsourcing or agency, it's more strict.
Yeah,
I
they
think
will really,
Sandra, there's
they
people
will
that
really,
want to.
what's that, scan you. Like, are you
Mm-hmm.
qualified with us? Because they have like certain standard. Because when you work with them and
Mm-hmm.
they will send you to a client, and if you made a mistake, your client will, what's that, will complain to your company.
Yes.
That's the reason why you have to to be qualified. Yeah, based on their what's their specification, I think their requirement. Okay, Sandra, you can unmute, please.
Halo, selamat malam Kak.
Ya, malam Kak. Good.
Ya Kak, izin nggak bisa on cam dan
Mm-hmm.
izin bertanya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya.
That's fine. I will translate it so other.
Oke, thank you very much for the opportunity. Jadi Kak, tadi waktu Kakak presentasi, aku melihat di layar presentasinya itu bahwa ada ICD 10 ya Kak. Nah,
Correct.
eh kebetulan aku pernah dan memang itu kerjaan aku setiap hari sih
Oh, bagus.
untuk memasukkan ICD 10, cuma
Hmm,
itu di platform atau websitenya
Rumah
ini
sakit.
Kak, yang lokal Indonesia
Iya,
punya.
ya. I know.
Ah,
I
ya
got what
lokal
I.
Indonesia
Mhm.
punya. Nah, itu kira-kira sama kayak gitu ya Kak, ketika nanti kita applying job virtual account, virtual assistant di luar negeri, sorry. Sama kayak gitu ya Kak?
Iya, kurang lebihnya. Oke.
Ah, kebetulan sorry.
Oke. Aku coba translatein ya Kak, mungkin biar teman-teman yang lain
Oke.
bisa paham. Okay, so Sandra is asking that her daily job in the on-site job is inputting ICD-10s into the EHR system. I'm sorry, it's more like EMR system in their sorry, is it hospital or clinic?
Actually in pharmacy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
actually in
in the
pharmacy.
pharmacy, in the
Yep.
pharmacy settings, right? Yeah, it will be same like what you will do if you are working in as a medical virtual assistant. That's why you need to learn about ICD-10, medical terminology, because it will be related and your daily task will be something like same. I also have experience in inputting and updating ICD-10 codes for patient for their diagnosis. So I need to recheck it. Because usually in the EHR platform, there's a platform that they will generate automatically. Like if you are typing, let's say hepatitis, it will be come. There's some code that related to hepatitis, but there's platform that you need to input manually. So that's why it's important to you to learn about ICD-10 and the overview that if you are working as a medical virtual assistant, you will do something the same as well. It's a one of your job desk to updating the EHR system. I hope it will be answering your question, Kak Sandra.
Oke, the second question Kak.
Okay. So,
Oke. Oke, second questionnya gini Kak, ketika nanti kita bekerja sebagai apa namanya virtual assistant
mhm,
di medical ini, otomatis kan nanti kita akan bekerja pada platform juga ya. Nah, Kita tuh dikasih ini nggak Kak, semacam trial atau training before we run the task gitu
Oh
dari
yes.
kliennya.
Mm-hmm.
Ha-ha.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, of course, there will be a training or it's like the onboarding session with your client. So you will get to familiarize with what the tools and platform that they are using. Yeah, it's a very normal, maybe like 1 or 2 weeks training sometimes. Yeah, so you will get the idea what you will do, and then um what the platform that you need to install on your device, of course, because you will use that platform. Yeah, they will instruct you about it.
Oh, oke Kak.
They will give you
Eh,
instruction. Mm-hmm.
oke. Satu pertanyaan lagi boleh Kak?
Yeah,
Oke.
go
Eh,
ahead.
Ya, jadi gini Kak, ini menyangkut soal, finansialnya sih Kak. Jadi kalau semisalkan nih kita bekerja dengan, remote seperti itu, nanti itu, metode pembayarannya atau transfer, pembayarannya biasanya via apa ya Kak? Apakah pakai
Um,
dompet, eee,
mm,
e-money kayak yang kita punya atau kita harus join, dengan e-money yang mereka punya seperti itu? E-wallet sorry, gitu.
yes,
Terima kasih
okay.
Kak.
So basically, for a remote shop, there's a some of platform that um we are using. For me, I ever use Wise. So for Wise is like it will be transferred directly to your bank account. So you need to send your bank account information to your client. But the second one is, yeah, you can use PayPal because it's a very familiar in the remote working settings using PayPal. But for the PayPal, you need to transfer to your bank account because PayPal is like a wallet. So you won't receive it directly to your bank account. You need to transfer it. I hope we can. But what is the platform that they communicate with the client? Which a platform that you are comfortable to use it?
Oke, terima kasih Kak.
Okay, yeah, we can move to another question. I think I think there's a lot, but that's fine. I can extend my time. My manager already assigned case. It's fine.
And we also can do more discussion on our group. So make sure that you are joined to our MVA group discussion.
I think that's fine if we're moving maybe like 3 question more,
Okay.
because
Okay, I
there's a
will.
lot of people, especially coming from outside of Indonesia, because they're asking, and I'm not really sure if they're joining our group as well. That's fine. I need to ensure email. This is
Also regarding about the payment earlier, actually in my case, I got payment using Western Union. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. So it's like bank transfer, and I need to like take the money from what's it, kantor pos. Jadi kayak apa ya? Langsung aja kita
post
nunjukin
office.
mereka, nunjukin buktinya mereka. Nanti mereka kasih M MTCN apa tuh? Ada numbernya gitu. Nanti kasih aja, tinggal ambil. Tapi nggak enaknya kita harus datang. Yang kedua itu pakai Wise aku. Jadi langsung ditransfer ke rekening.
Okay,
Terus, is there
can
any
we move?
specific that I should learn, or is there any specific thing that I should prepare to build the personal branding for being MVA?
Maybe for this part we can discuss more on the group and another session, because we will try to scratch out from very beginning. how to optimize your LinkedIn, how to build your CV.
Yeah,
So yeah, we will try to
don't miss any
um
don't
discuss
miss
more.
any webinar from us because
Yes.
we will work structure our webinar structure.
Yeah. Yeah, we want you to learn structure. So you won't got confused.
Hmm. So what the first tool we have to learn to be a MVA.
Yeah, I really suggest you to learn about how to navigate EHR. This is a very beginner part if you want to learn. Try to navigate it, try to set up the appointment, try to familiarize with EHR feature. Yeah, it can be help you better to create your portfolio as well.
And also there are a lot of EHR systems, so it is okay that there are
Mm-hmm.
a lot of EHR system, but they all have similarity. So if you know how to use one, you will know how to use the others because it's pretty much similar, but also
Yes,
differences as well. So
that's a free one.
that's why our client will train us first.
Okay. So maybe we can move or jump into the question that related in this topic. For the portfolio part, for the personal branding, we will discuss in on another session because we will scratch up from very beginning part how to build personal branding as medical virtual assistant. Okay. And we can discuss on the group as well.
Ya
Okay.
bayangin, misalkan kita kerjasama dengan klinik, nanti kita dikasih softwarenya dari klinik, kita dapat akunnya Kak. Jadi bukan dikasih softwarenya, tapi biasanya akun buat bisa kita akses. Seperti itu.
Mhm.
Terus, kalau di Indonesia kayak Halo Dokter atau Halo Dok? No, tergantung.
Different.
Tergantung.
Depends on the clients.
Hmm. Mungkin kalau misalkan aku sendiri, aku menjawab pertanyaan-pertanyaan dari customer aku tentang drug and drug interaction atau
It's
easy
like a
of
more consultation, right?
consultation. Jadi tergantung
Online
job.
consultation.
I'm a dental therapist. Please, what job opportunity is open to MVA aside dental therapist?
Do you know what I need to call you, Mary Jane? Do you know that there's a lot of dentists that needs um dental assistant, virtual dental assistant. So it's a good opportunity to you. Yeah, I think it will be similar with a medical virtual assistant for a general practitioner or another doctor practitioner. But maybe it's the terminology will be closely with something about dental, right? Yeah, yeah, you can work with that. There's a lot of dental therapies. Sorry, dental practitioner that need dental therapy for their assistant.
Okay, is there a practical permit required to become MVA or we must have another certificate like HIPAA?
Of course, HIPAA is a must certificates. It's not a must. I mean, like not client will tell you that you are need to certified in the HIPAA, but you must be compliant or their HIPAA. I suggest you to get certification because the client will see that you already know, you already but HIPAA is like the regulation from US that you need to um, compliance to their regulation about save the patient data, the privacy data of their patient. Yeah, so that's a very important to you to have. I really suggest you to have the HIPAA or maybe you learn what is HIPAA. Jadi teman-teman, sorry, I will translating in Indonesia. Just to ensure that all the audience from Indonesia understand. Jadi kalau di US ya teman-teman itu ada namanya HIPAA. HIPAA itu kayak aturan dari federasi yang mengharuskan teman-teman itu menjaga privasi data pasien. Privasi data pasien itu bukan cuma sekedar demographic info kayak NIK-nya atau SSN ya kalau di sana security um, secure number, tapi juga termasuk billing information, habisnya berapa, insurance partnya, terus sampai biometriknya, terus sampai hasil radiologi dan lain-lainnya itu juga harus kita keep privasinya. Dan itu kita harus mematuhi itu gitu. Jadi ensure teman-teman gimana caranya klien tuh tahu kita udah familiar sama HIPAA, kita udah compliant sama HIPAA kalau misalkan kita nggak ada sertifikasinya. That's why I really suggest you and encourage you to have HIPAA certification. Okay.
Okay. Um, is the EHR tools Indonesia word same with American?
I'm not really sure, but it's EHR tool that we are using in Indonesia because what I'm seeing like practice fusion, simple practice, advanced MD, it's very familiar in US and other countries. I'm not really sure because I'm seeing that Indonesia we are using the platform that they created by their own self. Like maybe in any hospital has their own EMR. Different hospital B has their own EHR. So different, right? Not integrated. But in the US, we're definitely integrated one by one.
Yeah, I think the American one is like very strict because we follow the HIPAA rule.
Correct. So they also the communication tools they need to ensure that it's secure. They cannot do the telemedicine by Zoom or something like that. They have their own platform for it.
Yes, I think you guys already know how our government.
Yeah. Totally different.
I don't want to talk about it like too deep about our government, but you guys already know. So yeah. Is that possible in the future you open the courses for medical VA? I wish it would be held ASAP. Yes. Explain it.
Yeah. I will have a meeting with Ama this week. Because we don't want you gotta confuse or you gotta overwhelm in the very beginning part. We want you are on the same pace because we're not only building training. We are genuinely creating this to empowering you all. This my goals on the very beginning if when we build this community because we want to empower you, we want you to know about there's a medical virtual assistant exists because if you're seeing in the LinkedIn there's a lot of medical virtual assistant talent outside of Indonesia. They already start their journey, and I'm seeing that Indonesia we have the same potential as well. Why we don't start it, right? So we need to try to ensure you first that you can learn in the same pace, okay? We don't want you get confused and overwhelmed. So yeah, we will
Yeah, we will
um
ASAP, but
create ASAP. We
we have
already prepared for
hmm,
the mentor. She's very
yes.
experienced on the medical virtual assistant, and our one of mentor already agree to um being our mentor here. So no worries, we will discuss it later, okay? I really hope we can provide you as soon as possible.
Yeah, we will do ASAP actually, but we have to make sure that all materials and all of the thing are like
Mm-hmm.
created perfectly because one of the reason why we cannot do it like right now because we have to make sure that you won't like lose your time, like waste your time or waste your money. We have to make sure that you will get all of the knowledge and you can what's that, show your skill confidently so you won't embarrass yourself in front of your clients. That's the reason, everybody.
We also will have a mentoring
Yes.
one-on-one as well if you are okay with that. Yeah, we can provide you that one. So you will be more comfortable to speak one by one. Maybe you are feel not confident enough to speak in the forum. That's fine. We will create it that one.
And
Okay.
also our mentor is from other country, so the reason why we ask them is that we want you to familiarize yourself with English with different accent.
English.
Yes, because if you listen to our accent, you already know that we are not from America or UK or wherever is that. Wherever is that, we what's that? We have like very Indonesian accent. But
Mhm.
when you work with those clients, you will shock because sometimes when you never heard those accent, you will shock and you won't understand what they're saying actually. Okay, another question. Where can I find more detailed learning about EHR?
Sorry?
I, where can I find more detailed learning about
Oh, about the EHR. You can use the free EHR tools for the trials one um like practice fusion, simple practice, and then you try to exploring by yourself first how to create setup schedule, how to put the new patient information on it because I think it's not really hard to navigate, but you need to familiarize. Yeah, I will send letter on the group chat about the HR.
if I apply for a job, the company calls me, will there be an interview? Yes, of course.
Of course, they will schedule for interview. Correct. EHR like a bank data of medical record from patient. That's correct. So that's why EHR is a more sensitive for US people because they know their data it's on it and you need to keep it secure. How the trust you you can keep their data securely if you are not compliant to the HIPAA because there's a fines guys if you are not compliant with the HIPAA and your company or your client will get charged for it if they know that you publish their data.
Okay. At, don't you have to work right now, Aisha? You
Yeah,
still have.
yeah, yeah. How about me if you're very in this sport, if we don't get any channel like yours, I mean, how we can join VMI in case we don't have any directly hired by human resource company. Let's say even we already upgrade your portfolio. Mm-hmm. That I can say you have a very good. Now, how about me if we don't get chance? Oh, you can. Uh, yes, that's why you need to stand out on the LinkedIn. You can apply the first thing you can apply and then build strong personal branding so when you apply they will see your LinkedIn profile, right? They're seeing that you are capable enough, you're eligible to being in the part of their team. Of course they will accept you. So um also the third part you can apply through Upwork. There's a lot of chance as well in here in Upwork.
Yeah, I think don't just try one thing.
One way, yeah, you can do from many ways, okay.
Just don't discourage yourself or downgrade yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Correct.
confident.
Okay, I think all the question already answered. If there's a question that hasn't answered or maybe it's not clear enough, you can reach out personally or maybe on the group. I'll be open with any question that related on the topic that we discussed tonight.
Okay, I think we will end this session, right, Aisha? Because we have to work as
Yes,
so.
need to
Everyone,
work.
thank you so much for joining our session today. I
Can we
hope
take
that
a picture?
yeah, later.
Yeah.
I hope you have clear picture of um what what it be to become a MVA. So we we want you to be more to educate that that you are not confused with what is gender VA, what is NVA, or what it takes to become one.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Correct.
you to know more about this role first before we get you into more advanced things, right? So
Yes, correct. Because I don't wanna tell about the specific skills or maybe how to build a personal branding if you don't know about very basic assistant.
yes, and if you have more questions, you can ask us on the group chat, right? So I think we will take a picture, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe if you can open your camera, then please do that. But if you don't want to appear on the camera, it is okay. Okay, Aisha.
Okay.
Okay, one, two, three. Again, one. Oh, hold on. My laptop is laggy. I'm so sorry, guys. There are a lot of chat coming in our WhatsApp, so that's why my laptop is lagging. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
My
one.
device also.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. See you on the next session. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.